Imagine if someone you trusted the most, you asked them, or even if you ask yourself, if you should have come here today, if you had to make the decision whether you should have come here or not. Now, you would have thought there's gravity, there's a question, so all of a sudden there's friction. But instead, if that was twisted, and instead of this question, there's a rhetorical one. Why not? Why not attend this session here? Why not learn something? All of a sudden there's wind under your wings. There's less friction, less gravity, right? Well, I believe in action as opposed to inaction, because that is what will lead your life. Namaste, I'm Rhea Singha, Miss Teen Earth 2023, your first Gujarati girl to have brought this crown home. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I'm a model. I've been modeling for the past 3 years now. It's something that I absolutely enjoy. It comes naturally to me. But I must say, I started off as a rather shy and reserved person. From that, I've grown to someone who absolutely loves the camera. As soon as the camera switches on, a gush of creativity and excitement fills me. And I also love talking on the stage, but I wasn't always like this. I would feel nervous just to say my name on the stage when I had to go to school and there was an event happening. Oh, it would take all the nerves out of me. But from that, I took that and I learned one thing, that there's only one way to reduce the friction, like I mentioned before. It is to let yourself free. It is to take the baggage off the question, which is why. Remove that why and replace it with a why not. See how your world changes, because it did to mine. See, I'm here today and I'm speaking with all of you and I'm not at all nervous. I'm so excited because I know all of you individuals have your own story to tell. Now, speaking of school, I started off my journey when it comes to the glamour industry, more or less while I was in school. But as soon as my school was over, I had to make a decision. Now, in my mind, I visualize it like I have 3 paths, and I would like you to visualize it like that too. It makes it easier to understand. The first path that I had to choose from was my education, my further education. Now, I always believe in education. It is one of the most important aspects of life. I'm sure all of you can second that. The second decision I had to make, or I had a choice of continuing on with my modeling, which I'd been doing for a year and a half already while I was in school. Or I had the option to start my journey in pageantry, which I was so excited about, and I couldn't wait to start it. But what it seems on the outside with pageantry is not how it actually is. It looks like glitz and glam. It looks very easy. It looks like you just have to walk on the stage and just say a few words and you're done. But no, it's years and years of dedication. You have to put in commitment. You have to put in your all. So now these options were laid out in front of me, right? And I had to decide one. Well, who decided that I have to choose one? Why did I have to choose one of the above? Why can't I choose all? Why not just choose all of them? Right? So I did. I chose all of the above. And now, after a few years of that decision that I made, I can tell you that for sure. When it comes to my education, I was facilitated at my university for my excellent performance at school, which I'm very grateful for. The second one, which was modeling, that I had been doing for a year and a half. Now, I've been doing it for 3 years. And I can't find myself every second day, either I'm from anywhere from Kashmir to Hyderabad or anywhere in between. I'm traveling all the time for work, which I'm also very grateful for. And lastly, when it comes to pageantry, I've been training full time. I've been putting my all into it, as much as I can. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot of examples I would like to share with you when it comes to pageantry of mine. But before I do, I'm sure a lot of you are not so well versed with it, so I'll give you a little bit of an analogy. I'm sure all of you know cricket, right? So there is under 19 for cricket. Then there is what comes as India A. where you're a little bit more advanced than under 18. And then there is the big dream that cricketers have, right? Which is the India level competition that happens. I mean, for cricket fans, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. For me, in pageantry, it's similar when you think about it. There is a more local pageant that happens, which happened in Ahmedabad. I took part in it, I learned from it. And then there is a little bit of a growth from there, where you represent your country or you take a big competition up. And then there's the big dream. I'm sure you've heard of it, which is Miss India or Miss Diva. Well, I'll talk about my experiences throughout this journey. Starting off, one of my bigger pageants that I'd taken, the first big pageant that I'd taken part in, was Miss Teen Universe, which was held in Madrid, Spain. And over here, the first big struggle that I faced was that there was a huge language barrier. People wouldn't understand what I'm trying to tell them. And to communicate my feelings and what I had in my mind was extremely difficult. First of all, I am a vegan preference vegetarian. So that was the huge issue which started off. Also, to top it off, girls had a team of 20 people. And I had me and my flag with me. I took that on. I held my head up high. Even my national director, her passport got stolen, so she couldn't stay there. So all of these issues were there in front of me, but I did not acknowledge them. I just went on with my pageant, because what's there to lose with continuing on? Why not just continue on? And so I did. And I'm so glad I did. I got India to the top 6. Now, some may say, oh, Rhea, I can't believe you did that. You could have almost made it. Some could have said, wow, Rhea, that's such an achievement. Great, good job. I'm glad you did that. You're almost there. You almost won. When I got off the stage, when I was behind the stage, I had tears in my eyes. But not of sadness, of joy. And you know why? Because I knew that this was just the beginning, just the tip of the iceberg. And I'm so glad that I saw it. I'm so glad I experienced it. Because now I knew what's underneath, the entire mountain that I had yet to see. I continued on. Before I could come back home and celebrate with my family, I had another opportunity waiting my way. And I credit that to the fact that I just let myself free, set myself free from questions. Because once you set yourself bound in questions, you can't think crazy. And when you think crazy, when you think out of the box, is when you can achieve something incredible. Remarkable achievements are achieved like that. And so I went on. I had another opportunity come my way right after that pageant. I'm sure you guys would have heard of this one, Times Fresh Face. It's for students, and a lot of us here are students. So this pageant particularly, it's more of a competition. Here I had to submit in a YouTube video of my talent, and my talent that I represented was singing. Now, I have never sang on a stage. I'm a bathroom singer. But that being said, I really loved it. I really loved what I did. And that's all it takes. It takes some courage. It takes some putting yourself out there. You just have to feel free to put yourself there. And because I did, from 20,000 applicants for season 14, I got in as the wildcard entry. As soon as I got in, I was extremely excited, but I knew because I had taken part in another pageant, I needed to prepare. I prepared much better, and I got myself up to the first runner-up, to a very well-deserving winner. At this point, I saw a pattern. Top 6, top 2. What's left? I needed to get myself somewhere after that. So I decided, once I came back home, and because I had that in my mind, because I made that decision, because I was so sure about it, I allowed myself free from the question, and I stuck to why not. Another opportunity came to wear the colors of India, which was Teen Earth, and I'm sure all of you are seeing where this is going now. For Teen Earth, I was extremely prepared. Before I went, because of Times Fresh Face, I made a few contacts and I was able to train properly this time. This time I knew what I needed to be prepared with. I knew what all I had to surround myself by. I went to Bombay, I went to Mumbai, I got trained properly over there for this pageant. And not just for this pageant, in order to, of course, proceed forward, which is the future. In this pageant, I had my national director with me. I designed all my outfits. I planned it all out, and it was all on me. Again, I didn't have a team, but I knew what I was doing now. That's what experience teaches you. And so this was held in Manila, Philippines. So I went there. I was very confident. I was very calm. That's one more thing I noticed. Whenever I'm supposed to answer on the stage, I just feel like this supreme power somehow just gives me this energy and just gives me the answer in my mind. And I'm able to so free-flowingly just give my answer or give my walk or just give that effect to the audience. Because it's not a simple, regular answer that you're having in a communication. This is what will define my life. And so something else in the universe takes over, and I let it. I don't question it. As I went on, of course, I got the title of Miss Teen Earth 2023, and thank you. Thank you, namaste. Yes. I went on winning the title. I remember this clear as day. I was standing there on the stage and I was waiting for the announcement to happen. And they said, and the winner of Miss Teen the Earth is Rhea Singha, India. And the moment they said India, I had goosebumps all over me. And my national director in the crowd, she was cheering louder than ever. And I knew I made my family proud who were watching back in India. I was so happy at this moment, but this just taught me one thing. Don't bound yourself with the question of why. Some things just happen without any explanation, and you just have to let it happen because why not? Thank you. I'm sure a lot of you resonate with me since we are all undergraduate students. We're all studying, we're all pursuing. I just came in my second year, and one thing that I understood and I learned is that you need to understand the difference between learning, experiencing, and you need to know when it's important to stop yourself from bounding yourself. The moment you bound yourself, the moment you question yourself, rather, it makes you slow down in the journey that you're trying to proceed in. And the journey that you're trying to proceed in, you should have aims sky high. Let yourself do that. Let yourself free, because you can. Because why not? Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste. Thank you.